Hello and welcome back to F1 22 Driver Career Mode. My name is Chris and today we're headed to Spain. The last time out, if you haven't seen the Miami video, go check that one out. Spoiler alert, there was a bit of heartbreak on our part unfortunately, but what can you do? The gearbox decided it had had enough as we were chasing down the lead from Max Verstappen. So Max now leads the championship by only 4 points at the moment, but of course we need to find our form again, and so does the car if we're going to bring this back. So looking at some upgrades, we've got a major gearbox, a durability upgrade, sticking that one on potentially, yeah we are, so we'll get that in time for Azerbaijan, which is good. And here we are in terms of development, apparently second at the moment, which is great, just ahead of Ferrari. So the car's good. Red Bull is still just that much further ahead though, so every single race we really have to work very, very hard to bring the fight to them essentially. So we'll do that as we head to Spain. Let's see what we can do. And here we are then, onto the track at Barcelona for a flying lap. Let's see where we can put the car on the grid this weekend. Looking good so far. I'm going to find a couple of corners then. Onto the power as early as we possibly can, round the final corner. DRS open, up to the line. What's it going to be? A 1:18.6.
Yes, the fastest lap. Good job.
Not too bad. So only needed one run in Q1. Getting a bit more confident in Q1 now that we don't need to waste a set of tyres, which is good. So there we are, P3 overall in Q1. And of course we lose Alex Albon, Mick Schumacher, Lance Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda and Nicolas Latifi. No real curveballs here so far. Well, what can we do in the second round of qualifying? As we come to the line to start our flying lap, and Alonso is getting a little bit of a tow from us there. Oh no, as we end our flying lap, sorry. Alonso is getting a tow. So currently in 13th. I didn't quite see what we did beforehand, but obviously end of the session, everybody's improving, and we are also just about improving, and then we don't improve anymore as we spin the car into a 360. Here's a slightly different angle of that. Yep, around we go, and that is qualifying over for us. Not the result we needed, especially not after the DNF last week. So P14 overall. Somebody had a DNF in Q1, but it didn't promote anybody else into Q2, which is very strange. So there's only 14 of us in Q2. But we're out. That's it. Charles Leclerc, Kevin Magnussen and Sebastian Vettel join us, but disappointing. So starting in 14th, we think, sod it. New components all around. We might as well take this penalty now while we're outside the points and just try and make the most of it. You know, the car's quick, so that's what we're going to do. New components, see what we can do.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. It's a race which saw Max Verstappen take victory on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016, after that dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? The Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, a track that will certainly force the drivers to push themselves. It consists of a very impressive main straight going into turn 1. It's a straight that also offers a DRS zone, so it's likely to be a hotspot for overtakes. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Gasly, Esteban Ocon, and Norris, Russell, Hamilton, Ricciardo, and Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Magnussen, Sebastian Vettel, and Schwartzman. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Albon, Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda, and Nicolas Latifi, Stroll, and Marshall. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, how was that pull away? You'll have a bit more grip on that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
Here we go then, in Barcelona from the back of the grid. This is going to be a challenge. Now, everybody around us is starting on mediums and soft tyres, but we're going for something a bit different. We're going to go hard to medium, try and go a bit longer and see what places we can make up. We might struggle here at the beginning, but I have faith that this is the right thing to do. Let's see if I'm right. As we wait for the 5 red lights. And we're underway in Spain. Not a bad start for the front runners. A terribly slow start for me though. Latifi's going for a move. Look at that, 3 wide as they head into turn 1. But here's what's happening up front. Pierre Gasly's going for the lead from 3rd place. And Pierre Gasly takes the lead from Max Verstappen in the first corner in the McLaren. The McLarens have been showing some unbelievable pace recently. So that's a bit of a worry for us. And our championship fight. Not feeling a bit funny about that at the moment. But Lando Norris having a fight with our teammate Esteban Ocon as well for 5th position. Esteban comes out on top for now, but we're looking here at the midfield, and you've got 2 Mercedes in 7th and 8th. Fernando Alonso in the Haas up in 9th place, so a good start for those guys. And we're fighting Albon. We make a little bit of contact. It's all clean, no damage so far. Hopefully we'll be able to get ahead here as we head on to what is, I suppose, the back straight. We do so. Mick Schumacher's going for a move just ahead of us on Nicolas Latifi, side by side into this corner, and he goes through. But here's Albon, look, having a go back at us. We're not going to have that as we sort of squeeze him out a little bit, and we do take the position there. So we're up into P17, almost into the back of Latifi's gearbox, across the curb. Wow, how we didn't get floor damage there is quite something. On board here now with Yuki Tsunoda as he comes out the final corner. He gets just a little bit close to Albon and he's put himself in the gravel. Not ideal. Anyway, on to the second lap. Schumacher and Schwartzman are still going at it side by side. That's going to bring us way closer to both of them as we almost make a bit of contact with Schwartzman. But here we come then onto lap 3 on the main straight down the inside into turn 1. Lovely jubbly, and we are up into 15th from 20th. We'll take that in the first 3 laps. So the car feels good and the tyres feel good. That's the most important thing. I was worried about starting on these hard tyres because obviously the mediums and softs being that much quicker as we look for a move on Mick Schumacher down the inside, and we get that one done. Another position. Sebastian Vettel up next as we head into the closing stages of lap 7. Are we going to get him on this straight? It looks pretty likely, given that we're going to get DRS. AlphaTauri is not a good car this season, so not going to be difficult. He moves over to defend slightly, and through we go. Easy peasy. Up into P13. We'll take that. We will take that. If we can score points today, that is a bonus. This is all about damage limitations today after the DNF we had last week, and Daddy Rick spun around. Look at that. I'd like to see what happened there. We'll have a look at that in just a second as we start to chase down Kevin Magnussen. Here's what happened to Ricciardo, who comes around the corner. Just too much power too soon, loses the back end, tries to hold it, and round it goes. So we're up into P12 now as we're going to have a little look on Kevin Magnussen. That was an audacious move, that was. Yeah, it doesn't quite work out on this lap, but I'm sure we'll get him into the next one. Charles Leclerc, though, in that Alfa Romeo, super consistent, always just inside the top 10 at the moment, which is quite something because Schwartzman doesn't seem to be able to do a lot with it. I would say this round here is probably his best race. In 13th, as our engineer tells us to overtake, and we are more than happy to oblige on the outside. Easy overtake with DRS on Kevin Magnussen. Charles Leclerc then up next as we go to set a fastest lap. There's not a lot Charles can do about this as we go to the inside, back to the racing line, and that is job done. Up into P10. We're now running in the points. If we can make up some more positions, like I said, damage limitations is the aim of the game today, so we just got to do what we can, and I think we've got the pace to do it. Those medium tyres onto lap 12 will be starting to fall off a little bit now, so the hards will start to be quicker, and we can go longer, of course. So that is the plan. Make up as many positions as we can before the pit stops as we ride on board with our teammate now, Esteban Ocon, just making a spicy little move on Pierre Gasly. I think that puts him up into P4? P3. He's in the podium positions now. On. When I'm all the way back here not scoring, we need him to be scoring as many points as possible, but a couple of laps later, lap 14, and we have indeed caught the pack. Russell is being held up here, it looks like. Can't quite tell by who, but Alonso's going for a move on Gasly. We nearly go for a move into the back of Russell's gearbox. But yeah, we managed to avoid that one. Just trying to get, not really sure, look at this, we're just trying not to get held up, and unfortunately we did get held up. Yeah, taking some funny lines there just to try and get myself out of harm's way, but we should be able to make a move, I reckon, at least on Russell down this straight. If we get the DRS open and dump some ERS, we are gaining as we go into Gasly's slipstream. What are we going to do here? Out to the right hand side. Is this going to be a double overtake? Yes, it is. Up the inside, we've taken floor damage for it, but my goodness, it was worth it.
The underbody's taken a little damage, just watch out for it.
Let's have another look at that. Here we go, into the inside. Russell's already making a move on Gasly, but he locks up into turn 1, and we just go straight through. I don't know if we would have made that if he didn't lock up, to be honest. It was a ballsy move, and yeah, it just about worked out for us. I don't think Russell was expecting us to be there either, because he lost his overtake afterwards. Anyway, on to lap 19, and it's pit stop time. We've gone just about as far as we want to go on these hard tyres. Verstappen's already pitted for medium, so he'll be coming around shortly. Perez, there you go, right ahead of us there, onto the medium tyres, as are we. So the 2 Red Bull cars also started on hards.
Job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time.
I didn't realise that at the race start, but yeah, they're pretty much one of the only ones that came in and also started on the, well, I say came in, started the race on hard tyres. So interesting strategy from them. I wasn't expecting that, especially given that their car doesn't really do well on hard tyres. Oh dear, Schwartzman, as I've jinxed him, the commentator's curse. I said he was having the best race of his season so far, and he's out, so that's unfortunate. As we head on to lap 23, we're chasing down Lewis Hamilton here, but look here. Our fuel lights come on.
Teammate ahead is 6.9 seconds.
Not something we planned for today. We've underfueled the car, apparently. Now, I don't recall really underfueling at all. I went for 33.5 laps, so I don't know what's going on with our fuel consumption, but we have not got enough fuel to get to the end, so we can't push now. We've just got to hold off. There's a free position. Lewis Hamilton in the wall. What's happened there? Let's have a look. Here's Hamilton coming onto lap 29 into turn 1. Just a little bit too much curb, and round he goes into the wall. Very similar to what Ricciardo did a few laps ago. And yeah, that's a free position. So if we can hold that one, that would be fantastic. Now, unfortunately, we're having to lift and coast. So we had about 5 seconds after he did that spin. And he's closed that gap just with every single lap. And now he's in DRS. I was doing everything I could to keep him out of DRS, but every time I pushed, we were back into the red on the fuel, so I had to just be really careful. But here we are, coming into the last lap. We've just about got enough fuel to get to the end, so we're just going to have to give it everything. Dump that ERS.
Final lap of the race.
Obviously Hamilton's got DRS here. We're just about keeping him at arm's length as we head into turn 1, and that gives me a bit of confidence now that we can actually stay ahead here. It's only I'd say one more real overtaking opportunity. And you can see, look, I just push a little bit and the fuel's like, nope, you haven't got enough. So we just have to be so delicate with when we push and when we don't, and just time it right as we come round. The fuel goes back into the green. Hamilton is just half a second away. All he needs is a really good run out of this corner here onto the DRS straight, and he could be getting us. So we just have to go for it, I think. We just have to say, screw it, just go for it. Dump that ERS. Look how close he is. This is scary stuff from my point of view right now. We need every point we can get. And yeah, we managed to hold him off for now. There's still one more opportunity, I would say, into the final corner. Through that little chicane, if he can get really, really close, he might be able to just about get the run. But looks like we've pulled ahead by just enough. We might just about have enough fuel to do this as we come around the final corner. The lights flashing, but Hamilton's right there. If we had one more lap, that would have been his. But we held it for 6th from last on the grid. I'll take that. That's really good. Really good for our championship fight, which we're still in. I believe we are still in. We just need to find our form again.
Out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. So Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
Another victory for Max Verstappen then, which really, really hurts our position, but of course we did what we could. We came back for a P6, damage limitations. It's a long season. It's all to play for. It's easy to think that it's over now, but it's definitely not. Shout out to Esteban Ocon though, get himself on the podium. That's exactly what we want from him. When we're not up there performing, for whatever reason, we need him to be bagging the points, and he did that today. And of course Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. They've not been having the greatest season here. I know they've got the second best car, but they've not been having the best season. So for Carlos to get on the podium and a second place, even got fastest lap, they've obviously found some performance in that car, so maybe now they're in the mix as well. So it's yeah, it's going to be a challenge, this championship. I was never expecting going into this season to be fighting for it, but when we won the first race and then we kept, you know, we got second and another win, you start to think, hold on, are we in this? So yeah, we might still be in this. I don't know. We'll see as the season goes on, but here's the result. Max Verstappen absolutely was just on fire today. Unstoppable, I would say. So that puts him firmly at the top of this championship. We are still just in second from Sergio Perez, who's 1 point behind us, and then Lando Norris in 4th. But in the Constructors, we are comfortably enough in second. We still need to keep scoring plenty of points if we want to keep hold of it. But next time out is always a great race. It's Baku. So if you enjoyed this video, leave us a like, drop us a little comment below, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for the next race. Bye.